Hello dear viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Shiva and in today's video, I am taking you along on a refreshing summer retreat to the Siri Nature Roost Resort, a beautiful property tucked amid the lush greenery of Chikmagalur's landscapes. Now, Siri Nature Roost is conveniently located just about 15 minutes from the heart of Chikmagalur city on the way to Kaimara along State Highway 57. As we approached and entered the resort through its grand main gate, we were greeted by a short, leafy passageway that led us to the parking area. On one side, the lush plantation stretched out, and on the other, the reception building stood elegantly, blending in with the natural surroundings. After parking our vehicle, we made our way to the reception, conveniently located right in front of the parking area. Since we had booked our stay through Make My Trip, the process of selecting the perfect accommodation had already been smooth and easy, with plenty of options to choose from. At the reception, the staff welcomed us warmly with cheerful smiles. We quickly completed the check-in formalities, and in the meantime, we were served a refreshing welcome drink, a perfect touch that instantly revived us after the long drive. Once the paperwork was done, one of the staff members offered us a virtual tour of the property. With the help of their interactive guide, we were introduced to the resort's thoughtful design and structure, giving us a sense of what awaited us. A peaceful retreat, carefully crafted to offer both comfort and closeness to nature. The Siri Nature Roost Resort offers its guests a variety of room categories to choose from. These include Meru, Meru Vindhya, Sumeru, and Sumeru Shringa. If you would like to explore these options in detail, you can always visit their official website. I'll be leaving the link in the video description below for your reference. For our stay this time, we chose the Meru Vindhya Villa with a jacuzzi, as it felt like the perfect blend of relaxation and comfort. After completing the check-in formalities at the reception, we were asked to move our luggage into one of the resort's vehicles. At Siri Nature Roost, private cars are not permitted beyond the parking area, and only the resort's vehicles are used to shuttle guests to and from their villas. This not only adds to convenience but also helps maintain the calm, vehicle-free environment inside the property. What's more, the pick and drop service is available anytime. Just a quick request and the vehicle will arrive at your doorstep within minutes. As we drove deeper into the resort, heading towards our villa, a guide accompanied us in the vehicle. Along the way, he explained the thought process behind the creation of Siri Nature Roost, the design philosophy, and the balance they have tried to achieve between modern amenities and natural surroundings. Soon, we arrived at a villa, and the driver kindly helped us shift our baggage from the resort vehicle into the villa. The excitement was palpable. We couldn't wait to see what our home for the next 24 hours would look like. So first things first, let me take you on a complete villa tour and show you the facilities it offers. This will be our cozy abode for the rest of our stay. And before we step inside, let me introduce you to my family, my better half, Dr. Pallavi, and a little bundle of joy, Sanvi. As you enter the villa, the first thing that greets you on the left is a compact counter that serves as a temporary kitchen area. Below the counter are cupboards for storage, perfect for keeping your luggage neatly tucked away. Hidden in one of the cupboards is a mini fridge, stocked with complimentary cool drinks by the resort, a thoughtful touch on a warm day. On the counter itself, there is a neatly arranged tray with a kettle, cups, and a selection of coffee and tea bags. To make our welcome even sweeter, the resort had also provided a few fresh fruits, a policy I truly appreciated. Just beside the kitchen counter is an elevated, bar-style counter with two high chairs placed on either side. Directly opposite the counter is a cozy sitting area, complete with a sofa set and a TV. The layout here is very efficient. During our stay, we found ourselves spending quality family time here, watching TV and just enjoying leisurely moments together. Moving further inside, the king-size bed becomes the central attraction of the room. Flanked by side tables on both ends, it adds a perfect balance of comfort and functionality. Large cabinets are also provided to store bigger suitcases and bags, keeping the space organized. In one corner of the room, facing the backyard, sits a small study table. It's a thoughtful addition, especially for those who might want to catch up on reading or work, all while enjoying the view through the wide windows. The room is also fitted with a large AC unit, ensuring a cool, cozy environment at all times. Speaking of windows, I absolutely loved the large glass panels. They allow natural light to stream in beautifully, illuminating the space and giving the villa a bright, modern, yet homely aesthetic. Now, let's step out through the door opposite the main bed into the private backyard. Enclosed within compound walls, this little space gives you the feeling of privacy while still being close to nature. Beyond the walls, you'll find shrubs, trees, and if you're lucky, the sight of playful birds and small animals darting about. During our stay, I spotted quite a few, though they were far too quick for me to capture on camera. At one corner of the backyard lies the jacuzzi, the very highlight of our villa booking. It was the feature we were most excited about, and true to our expectations, we ended up spending a lot of time soaking in its warm, relaxing waters. This soon became Sanvi's favorite spot, at least until she discovered the large swimming pool in the main resort area. Finally, to the left of the bed inside the villa is the bathroom section. It's smartly divided into three areas: the toilet, the sink, and the shower, maintaining a neat, functional design. The resort also provides complimentary toiletries and bathing essentials, making the stay all the more comfortable. And with that, our villa tour comes to an end. This was a quick walkthrough of our home at Siri Nature Roost, where modern comfort meets natural charm. After freshening up and settling into our villa, it was time to head out for lunch. We called the reception for the pickup service, and to our pleasant surprise, the cab had already arrived at our front yard before we even stepped out. Without any delay, we hopped in and requested the driver to take us to the food court. As the vehicle began to move, I took the opportunity to have a casual chat with the driver while also capturing the scenic views of the resort for you all. We are right now at the very heart of the resort. And trust me, there's a lot to take in. But before I reveal the bigger picture, let me first take you on a little tour of the food court. The food court here is an impressive L-shaped building with enough space to comfortably seat about 200 guests at once. The moment we stepped in, the ambience felt welcoming and vibrant. We managed to find ourselves a cozy corner table with a fantastic outdoor view, perfect for a relaxing meal. After placing our order, I couldn't resist exploring the place a little more. As I walked around, one thing immediately caught my eye: the beautiful bird photographs adorning the walls. Whoever designed this place clearly has a passion for birding, because each picture was more captivating than the last. From our table, the view was just as spectacular. Right opposite the food court lies a large, sparkling pool, and the reflection of the surrounding greenery on its surface created such a serene atmosphere. While our food was being prepared, I stepped outside to soak in more of the surroundings. On the ground floor of the food court, there is an Ayurvedic massage center named Agastya. And just outside it stands a striking statue, beautifully placed, adding an artistic charm to the entire setting. My wife and daughter joined me as I strolled around the poolside. The lush green lawns, the calm water, and even a spacious jacuzzi tucked away at one corner made it feel like a perfect retreat. We had such a good time just walking, laughing, and enjoying the peaceful environment together. By the time we returned, our food was ready and it was absolutely worth the wait. The dishes were delicious and surprisingly, the pricing was quite reasonable too. It made the whole experience even more enjoyable. Once we finished our lunch, we decided to walk back to the reception area since we hadn't really captured it fully when we first arrived. Right at the center of the structure stands a charming statue of a couple holding an umbrella. What makes it extra special is the clever placement of sprinklers above the statue, creating the illusion of rain gently falling over there. Just opposite this statue is the reception counter, which you already have seen earlier. But let me take you around to explore what else is here. A beautifully placed idol of Lord Ganapati instantly catches the eye, lending a calm and aesthetic vibe to the entrance. From here, a pathway leads towards the outdoor activity area, but I'll show you more about it a bit later. This path leads to the indoor play area. This spot was filled with different board games and tables, making it a hub for fun and family time. Unsurprisingly, it quickly became my daughter's absolute favorite part of the resort. We couldn't resist joining her, and soon enough, all three of us were laughing and competing over games with the same excitement. After my daughter had tried out practically every game in the room, we continued our walk towards the outdoor activity zone. It looked inviting and had plenty to offer for an energetic afternoon. But instead of jumping into the activities right away, we chose to head back to our villa to enjoy something a little more relaxing, our very own jacuzzi experience. As we settled into the outdoor jacuzzi, it felt like stepping into our own little paradise. The warm, bubbling water instantly melted away any trace of tiredness while the cool breeze brushed against our faces. As evening set in, we felt drawn once again toward the poolside, a spot that had already captured our attention earlier. Since the food court was right next to it, the thought of enjoying some crispy hot snacks along with a steaming cup of coffee sounded just perfect. The distance wasn't too much, so instead of calling for the resort cab, we decided to walk. And honestly, that little decision turned out to be one of the best moments of our stay. The sun was sinking into the western sky, painting it in shades of gold and orange, while the cool breeze of Chikmagalur made our evening stroll refreshing and peaceful. By the time we finally reached the pool, it was around 6 o'clock and the dusk had already begun to set in. But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. The golden hall light was just perfect for some candid pictures. So we took a few minutes to capture those glowing, memory-filled moments together. As the sky deepened into twilight, we settled down beside the pool with plates of hot snacks. The ambience was magical. The shimmering water, the soft evening air, and the laughter around made everything feel just right. And then came the highlight, a hot cup of freshly brewed coffee. We stayed until it was time to head towards the campfire, carrying with us the warmth of the evening and memories we will always treasure. We headed to the campfire with great excitement, expecting a lively evening. But to our surprise, we found that we were the only ones there. We queued up a few songs, especially the ones my daughter wanted, and suddenly the mood lifted. The campfire spot, which felt dull just minutes ago, turned into our very own dance floor under the stars. We danced freely around the fire, laughing and enjoying ourselves as if the night was made just for us. What began as a disappointment quickly transformed into one of the most memorable highlights of our stay. Finally, at around 8:30 p.m., we wrapped up the fun and started walking back to our villa. The narrow pathways, lit with distant streetlights, gave the walk a cozy charm, guiding us gently through the quiet, peaceful night. After reaching our villa, we settled down in the cozy sitting area. The TV was on, but honestly, more than watching it, we were enjoying some light-hearted conversations as a family. By then, the clock had already struck 9 and hunger started to creep in. So, we decided to order dinner right to our villa because after all the roaming around throughout the day, none of us had the energy to step out again. Soon, our dinner arrived and we made ourselves comfortable around the little counter near the bed. The food did not disappoint at all. It was simple, flavorful, and truly satisfying. We especially enjoyed the chapatis paired with yanagai, which is a local delicacy. Dinner wrapped up on a happy note, and soon our daughter, being the youngest and most tired of us all, decided to call it a day. She drifted off into sleep almost instantly. I, on the other hand, am usually the last person to go to bed. But instead of sleeping, I started reading a story on my iPad, Kenneth Anderson's legendary tales of man-eaters from this region. There's a story in it called The Black Panther of Sivanipalli. And let me tell you, it was so gripping that I completely lost track of time. Before I realized, the clock had struck midnight. That's when I finally closed the iPad, tucked myself into the bed, and let the day come to a peaceful end. We kicked off day 2 at Siri Nature Roost Resort with a burst of excitement and fresh energy. The weather was absolutely perfect. Clear skies, a gentle morning breeze, and the golden rays of sunlight peeking through the tall trees. Instead of calling for a pickup, we decided to take a leisurely walk to the food court just like we did yesterday. That short walk turned out to be the best way to start the day. The cool air brushing against our faces, the earthy fragrance of the woods, and the distant calls of birds made it feel like a scene straight out of nature's own playlist. When we finally reached the food court, there was a sense of familiarity. We instinctively picked the same cozy table we had chosen yesterday. From there, we could get a nice view of the place while waiting for our breakfast. Since our villa package included breakfast, we were looking forward to seeing what variety the resort had prepared for us. And trust me, the spread did not disappoint. From fresh fruits and juices to South Indian classics and continental options, there was something for every mood and appetite. We took our time, tasted a bit of everything, and enjoyed the flavors at a relaxed pace. But the best part of the morning came after the breakfast. Instead of rushing back, we carried our coffee mugs and walked over to the poolside. Sitting there with a hot cup of coffee in hand, overlooking the calm blue water and surrounded by the gentle rustling of leaves, it felt like time had slowed down just for us. And then came the highlight many of you have been waiting for: drone shots of the resort. I finally brought out my drone and sent it soaring into the sky. The bird's eye view of Siri Nature Roost was nothing short of breathtaking. The lush greenery, the carefully designed villas, the pool shimmering under the sun, and the vast forest canopy all around. One of the most iconic sights of this resort, the one you'll often come across if you search online, is the statue of the forest goddess. Strangely enough, we hadn't come across it during our stay so far. Curious, we made a few inquiries and soon we were guided towards the front section of the resort to finally see it for ourselves. Soon, as we continued exploring, we came across a small street lined with local shops on one side and a little pond on the other. The setting itself felt charming and calm, almost like a frame from a village postcard. But what truly caught our attention after crossing the street was something far more magnificent: the grand statue of the forest goddess. In fact, calling it just a statue wouldn't do justice. It was a massive sculpture, beautifully crafted, depicting the goddess lying gracefully on her side. What made it even more fascinating was how green vegetation had naturally grown over her body, blending art with nature. It felt alive, as if the forest itself was paying tribute to her. Right in front of the goddess sculpture is a small children's park, and as expected, Sanvi wasted no time and happily ran to the swings. Beside the sculpture, there's also a hotel and restaurant open to everyone, whether you are staying at the resort or just passing by. Since this spot is right along the main road connecting Chikmagalur to Kaimara, it has become a popular stopover for travelers, and for good reason. It's a sight that instantly captures your imagination. Adding to the charm, we noticed a few ducks waddling around in the small garden next to the pond. They seemed quite comfortable with visitors, going about their little routines as though they were part of the daily attraction. Unfortunately, our stay at the resort was just for a day, and as checkout time was approaching, we had to head back to our villa. While my wife began packing our bags, I stepped out one last time with my drone. I wanted to capture a few more aerial shots of the resort, a final keepsake of the beautiful memories we made here. Finally, around noon, it was time to pack up, get back into our car, and bid farewell to one of the finest resorts in Chikmagalur, Siri Nature Roost. Our short stay here wasn't just refreshing, it was an experience filled with countless little moments that turned into beautiful memories we will cherish for a lifetime. If you're planning a summer getaway or simply looking for a break from your busy routine, I would highly recommend Siri Nature Roost Resort. It's truly one of the best places in Chikmagalur to relax, recharge, and reconnect with nature. That wraps up our experience here. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more travel stories and experiences. We'll be back soon from another beautiful destination, and I can't wait to take you along on that journey. Until then, take care and goodbye.